Hello students. In our last class, we had discussed about the taxonomy. So what is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the branch of biology dealing with the identification, nomenclature or naming and classification of living organism. Carolus Linnaeus, the scientist, is known as the father of taxonomy. Next, we had talked about the classification, that is the systematic grouping of all the living organisms into the categories based on their similarity and dissimilarity. Also, we had talked about the importance of classifications and modes of classification. In the modes of classification, two-kingdom classification, already I have told you. The two-kingdom classification was proposed by the scientist Carolus Linnaeus, who is also known as the father of taxonomy. In the year of 1758, he had proposed the two-kingdom classification. And after him, so many scientists also had worked with that taxonomy and proposed so many modes of classification. So in the two-kingdom classification, already it is discussed that scientist Carolus Linnaeus had divided all living organisms into two kingdoms. One is Plantae, another one is Animalia. So all the plants are in the kingdom Plantae and all the animals collectively are there in the kingdom Animalia. But later, when the scientists have continued the taxonomic studies, so many confusion was created, because in the two-kingdom classification, there were no perfect differentiation in the photosynthetic, non-photosynthetic organisms, in the prokaryotic, eukaryotic organisms, and also in the multicellular, unicellular organisms. So there were so many confusions. So this actually are called the drawbacks of two-kingdom classification. So here you can see the all points regarding the drawbacks of two-kingdom classification. So first one, both eukaryotes and prokaryotes were placed together. Already I have told there were no proper differentiation of eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Number two, in plant kingdom, there were species which were photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic. So they were also placed together. So I think you are understanding that point, that generally we know that the plants are mainly photosynthetic, but in the two-kingdom classification we can see so many organisms are there. Those are non-photosynthetic also, they are placed in the plant kingdom. Number three, there were some animals which show both animals as well as plants characteristics. So no fixed position was there for them. In your book also you can see that one example is given, that is the organism Euglena. Euglena is an organism which possesses chlorophyll. Generally we know that plants possess chlorophyll and they are able to do the photosynthesis. So here Euglena also possesses chlorophyll and is capable of doing photosynthesis. Obviously in the sunlight, because without the sunlight photosynthesis is not possible. But what is the difference from the plants? At night, the plants use the food, stored food prepared in the daytime. But the euglena actually at the daytime they do the photosynthesis, but at the night time when the sunlight is not there, they behave as heterotrophic organism, means like animals, like us. We are heterotrophs. All animals are heterotrophs. So during the daytime, by the presence of chlorophyll, the euglena can do the photosynthesis, but at the darkness, in the darkness actually, they are behaving as heterotrophic animals. So euglena is having few characteristics resembling the plants and few are resembling the animals. So these type of organisms, they are not having any perfect position in the two kingdom classifications. So these are the drawbacks of the two kingdom classification. So all these confusions of two kingdom classification led to a new mode of classification which had to take into account cell structure, the presence of cell wall, mode of reproduction and mode of nutrition. So according to the basics of these things, new classification had been constructed. So as a result, R.H. Whitaker, very important name of this scientist, R.H. Whitaker, came up with the concept of the five kingdom classification. So Carolus Linnaeus proposed the two kingdom classification and R.H. Whitaker proposed the five kingdom classification. So Whitaker proposed an elaborate five kingdom classification in 1969. The kingdoms are mainly Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So here you can see with the diagrams or pictures the five kingdom classification from the down: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. These are the five kingdoms proposed by the five kingdom classification that is proposed by the R.H. Whitaker. Now, what are the basics of five kingdom classification? Very, very important thing. What are the basics? Why the Whitaker had constructed the five kingdom classification? The main criteria of the five kingdom classification were the complexity of cell structure. That means the organism is prokaryotic, either prokaryotic or eukaryotic. So according to the basics of eukaryotic and prokaryotic, the organisms are classified. Next is the complexity of organism, means the organism is either unicellular or multicellular. And lastly, the mode of nutrition and reproduction. You know that so many modes of nutrition and reproductions are there: absorptive, autotrophic, heterotrophic, saprotrophic. In the reproduction also asexual, sexual. So according to the base of the nutrition, mode of nutrition and reproduction, complexity of organism, that means according to the unicellularity or multicellularity, and complexity of cell structure, that is according to the prokaryotic and eukaryotic. The five kingdom classification had been constructed by the scientist R.H. Whitaker. So here you can see the details of the five kingdom classification. All the characteristics also in brief it is written. So first one is prokaryote, Monera kingdom. Cell structure, unicelled prokaryotes, unicellular single-celled organism. Nutrition is absorptive. and also they can do the photosynthesis. Movement by flagella. Flagella is their moving organ. Reproduction, asexual reproduction, and these are the examples: bacteria, cyanobacteria, that is the blue-green algae. Now, next kingdom is the kingdom Protista. They are the protozoa. Unicellular, they are also unicellular, but they are eukaryotes. Monadans were prokaryotes, but Protista or protozoans are eukaryotes, but still they are single-celled or unicellular. Nutrition, same absorptive mode of nutrition, or they can do photosynthesis. Movement by flagella, cilia, streaming. Reproduction, they can do both sexual and asexual. Example, phytoplankton, zooplankton. Next is multicellular. Next, the kingdom is fungi. They are multicellular eukaryotic organism. Chitinous cell wall, means their cell wall is made up of chitin. Nutrition, heterotrophic, absorptive, saprobic, so many types of nutritions are there. Movement, they are non-motile, they can't move. Reproduction, both asexual, sexual. Example, yeast, mold, mushrooms, so many are there. Next is plant kingdom. You all know that plant and animal characteristics, then also I am telling once. Cell structure, cell wall made up of cellulose. Presence of plastids. Plastids are present mainly in the plant cell. Nutrition, obviously autotrophs. They are autotrophs because they are they contain the chlorophyll. For that they can make their own food by themselves, so they are autotrophs. Movement, they are non-motile, can't move. Reproduction, both asexual, sexual. So many examples are there. Then lastly, the animal kingdom. Cell structure, they are without cell wall, plastids are also absent. Nutrition, obviously they can't make their own food because they lack the chlorophyll, so they are heterotrophs. Movement, they are motile, they can move from one place to another place. Reproduction, both sexual and asexual. Examples are here. So students, I want to tell you one thing, that by seeing all the characteristics, can you understand one thing, that when we are moving from the down to the up, means the lower class of kingdom to the higher class of kingdom, the characteristics are also going up. Means suppose we are compared, if we compare the monera and the animal kingdom, you can see here the cell structure, they are unicellular prokaryotes, they are multicellular and eukaryotes. Okay. So you can see, and here also you can see reproduction asexual, here both sexual asexual. So all the criteria or characteristics, you can see that when we are moving up of the kingdom, the characteristics also are moving up, means improving. Okay. At last also in a simplified mode I have made this table. You can see that also. Same type of things are written here. The kingdom names are written over there, and here it is written all the basics or characteristics, cellular makeup, nutrition, and the examples. You can see also this table. So students, today we are ending our session here. Next class, next video, we will talk about details of this 5 kingdom classification. So till then, bye and have a nice day, students.